Hi everyone and welcome to Let's Create, a series where we take gameplay mechanics from existing games and try to recreate them in Unreal Engine 4. This time we're taking a look at Half-Life and the Half-Life series. We're going to recreate a couple of things from Half-Life, starting off with the life charger stations that you find dotted about the place in all of its games. These stations allow the player to interact with them to replenish their health and their armor throughout the game. Without further ado, let's get started. So for the life charger station, we're going to break this into two parts. The first part we're going to look at is the actual just functionality of it, and in the second part we'll be looking at the art side of things, the animation side of things. So let's start with the functionality. So the functionality of it is relatively simple. It's a box on a wall that when we're near it we can interact with it, and it replenishes our health until it itself has run out of charge. So we need to create, first of all, a blueprint app class, an actor for this, and this will be charging station. And I'm going to make a charging station, and what we'll do is we'll make this one a parent, but we're not going to do the armor one, but essentially the armor one would be a child of this same one, because it's the same functionality, it just does different things. But we're going to call it a charging station and open this up. Now the charging station is going to comprise of a couple of elements. We're going to have a static mesh, which is obviously going to be its mesh, and we'll just put in a basic cube for now. And I'm just going to scale this down whilst working on it, so I can actually see what the hell we're doing. And I'm actually going to squish it into X by 0.2, like so. Okay, so very simple, just like that. And I'm just going to put it up in the air, like so. And that should be okay. Okay, next I'm going to put it in a sphere collision. And the sphere collision is going to be the interactable radius where we can interact with the charging station. So here I'm going to change this to, let's change it to 150. Yeah, that sounds good to me. And I'll hit compile. So we've got that done and that done. Let's just place that into our world and see how that's looking. Remember, X is forward, so I've got that around the wrong way there, so let's just rotate that. Now instantly I can see I need to make the charging station a little bit higher, so let's move that up higher. And I'm just going to increase the size of it by 0.8, like so. So we can go up to it, and a little bit lower. Let's bring it down. There we go. So there we have our charging station that I should be able to interact with. Excellent. Okay, so the radius is where we can interact with the thing. So I'm going to go to my event graph now. I'll delete all this stuff. So then we're going to go to sphere, add event, add a component, begin overlap. And other actor is going to be cast to the name of your actor, that is your player character. In this case it's first person character. If the first person character is the one, then we want to enable input on this device. So get the player character, controller, sorry, and enable input on this. The target should be the controller should be the controller, and the target should be itself. And whilst we're here, we're going to do the disable input as well, and we'll do that on the end overlap. So again, right click on sphere, add a component, end overlap, and we can go, and in fact, yeah, we'll just cast to first person character, and actually I'll just use the same node, disable input. Again, the target should be itself because you're disabling input on this device. Okay, now when we have done that, we want to do it so when we push the E key or interact key. So let's create a binding for our interact key. and go into input, And in action mappings, I'm going to add a new action mapping for interact, and that's going to be the E key. With the E key now set up as a hotkey, we can now go on here and add the interact event to our charging station. So when we press it, we want to do the health healing thing, and when we release it, we want it to stop. And all the while, though, we want to be taken away from a charge that's on this station. So on variables, go new variable and type in charge. And this will be a float. By default, we're going to set the charge to 1. However, we're going to turn this on to be editable for later use by the level designers. So when we interact with it, we're just going to do for now, rather than affecting health, just make it so the charge depletes and stops the charge, the depletion of it. So when we press it, we want to start depletion, and then we release it when it end depletion. So I'm going to make a couple of custom events here. Start depletion. And another one for end depletion. So when we interact with it, pressed, we want to start, and when we release, we want to end. So on start depletion, we're going to set a timer by event, and the timer event is going to be a custom event, which will be decharge, like so. Now, the amount of time you want it to tick, basically, between each charge, or decharge rather, is up to you, but I'm going to set it to 0.1 and set it to looping. So when it's decharging, we're going to take the charge value, get minus 0.05, and we're going to set charge back like so. Now currently we have nothing visible to showcase this. We'll do that in the second part. So for now, we're going to do a print string like so. The return value after the set timer, we want to store as a variable. So promote that to a variable, and we'll do this as the decharge timer. And when we want to end the depletion, we're going to take that decharge timer, which is get, and then clear and invalidate that timer. Now stop it from looping around. Okay. So once we've got that, we're going to go up to the interact again, and before we take the start of the depletion, we're going to check the current charge by using get, and we're going to check whether or not it is greater than 0. If it's greater than 0, we're going to plug that in, plug it into pressed, and onto true, like so. That way, it will only go on to start depletion if the charge is greater than 0. So, if I interact with this now, it should start depletion, and this timer will loop and remove the charge a little bit by bit, every 0.1 seconds, and when I let go, it will end the depletion. Okay, so let's test this out. Push play, and go up to the thing, hold down E, and you can see the decharge going, but now you can see it going to negative values. It won't let me go on to again, but we need to tell it so when it detects it going beneath negative, it stops. So let's go into our decharge here. To detect whether it goes below 0, we're going to get rid of this string first of all. And next thing we're going to do is clamp this charge value here so it doesn't go below 0. So let's go clamp, float, and the minimum and maximum is 1. That goes into it like so. And after that, we're going to check the charge. And the charge we're going to check is less than or equal to 0. And at the end of that, if it is less than or equal to 0, we're going to tell it to end depletion. So drag an end depletion call out from your thing, or just search for it and type it in. So now if it goes below 0 or hits 0, it will end its depletion. So let's put a print string back in so we can see. And plug that in. So now when I push play, and it helps if I put the print string not there, but actually there. There you go. You can see the charge going down, hit 0, and stops doing a decharge, and I can't charge it anymore. So that will handle the counting down and so forth. Next thing we do is make it affect the health of the player. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to get rid of this print string for now. And what we're doing is we'll be using this as first person character reference to access the player's health. So as first person character, drag this out and promote that to a variable, and that will be called the player. And insert that in between the two, like so. Next, we need to set a variable on the player to change the health of. So let's go onto the player character and give them a health value. Health. And this will be a float, and it will be starting off as 1. Actually, let's start off at 0.8, 0.5. So they start off half health, basically. And on the charging station, then on interact, when we start depletion, we want the health of the player to also change as well. So on decharge, we want not decharge, sorry. Yeah, sorry, on decharge we do. We want on false here to affect the player's health. So drag your player out, choose get, and then search for their health. So get health, and we're going to add another float to it. And the float is the amount of value of health we're going to add to it. In this case, I'm going to add 0.2. No, 0.02. Sorry. And then we're going to set that back to the health of the player. So drag from player reference again and do set health. Okay. So now when I push, actually at the end here, let's do a print string. So again, we can see what we're doing. So now if I go push play, and you should see my health go up like so. Now it will actually continue going on beyond 1. We need to tell it to cap itself and then stop the depletion if we go to 1. And that is pretty much the same as what we've done before. So this is what you've done here. We do exactly the same here. So I'm just going to get rid of this. We're going to clamp this value between 0 and 1. And the set health afterwards is going to be compared to greater than or equal to. And the value is going to be 1. Put that into a branch. And if it's true, end the depletion. And there you have it. A working life charging station used from Half-Life. So this is part 1 of 2. In the second part, we'll work on the visual part of it. So that is the mesh itself, the animation, and the textures on the mesh changing based on what's going on. So join us in the next part over on patreon.com/RyanLaley right now, all just for $1, where you can find that video plus many, many others. Big shout out and thank you to all of my supporters for their, support. And if you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button and like this video. Thanks again everyone for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye bye.